Let's talk about the Arapahoe County Community Development Block Grant Program, or CDBG. It began nearly 30 years ago and has made a big impact on our communities. The county receives annual funding from the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. This essential funding is used to strengthen communities by providing decent, affordable housing, suitable living environments, and expanded economic opportunities, principally for low and moderate income residents. Most of the annual funding is awarded through a competitive process to local nonprofit agencies, housing authorities, governmental and quasi-governmental agencies, and in some cases, for-profit businesses that provide eligible programs and services for low and moderate income residents. First, let's explore how the current funding cycle is supporting our community. Then, we'll explore the next round of programs and projects that are up for recommendation in April. The current cycle is funding 8 public service projects that include emergency rent and mortgage assistance, access to healthcare services, homeless supportive services, shelter, and Meals on Wheels programs for vulnerable populations. In the facility and infrastructure category, a local Meals on Wheels program received much-needed HVAC enhancements to their building. This supported their long-term sustainability in their facility. And Family Tree Goals, a residential program serving multi-generational families experiencing homelessness, was able to fund architectural and engineering services for future campus-wide additions that will serve even more families. In the housing and rehabilitation category, a local affordable housing complex in Greenwood Village was able to replace water heaters and windows to increase energy efficiency for their residents, ensuring the sustainability of this important housing option in our county. And several other projects are supporting low-income single-family homes with accessibility updates, health and safety repairs, and energy efficiencies like solar installation to family homes, helping them save on utility costs and reduce their energy footprint. And last but certainly not least, this current round of funding has provided for street and sidewalk improvements in Littleton along West Shepherd Avenue, creating important accessibility and ADA compliance. Now that you've learned a little bit more about the current projects that were awarded funding from last year's competitive cycle, let's talk more about this new round of applicants for the 21-22 funding year. Housing and Community Development accepted applications in November of 2020. Each of them was carefully reviewed for eligibility, scored, and ranked based on several criteria, including, but not limited to, measurable community impact, the ability to address an unmet need in our community, quantifiable goals, and consistency with county priorities. Recommendations for funding include 5 in the housing and/or rehab category, 3 under public facility and infrastructure, and 9 public services, totaling more than $1.6 million in awarded funding. These programs will provide meals to homebound seniors, shelter for those experiencing homelessness, youth mentoring, much-needed emergency rent and mortgage assistance, case management, repairs and enhancements to affordable housing units, ADA accessibility, and assistance in navigating affordable health care, just to name a few. Although Arapahoe County provides a lot of support programs, we can't do it all on our own. That is why it's so critical to provide this valuable funding to our community nonprofit and municipal partners, as well as affordable housing developers who provide critical services and complete community development projects. What does this all mean to you? Well, the vibrancy of our communities is really rooted in support programs that uplift our most vulnerable neighbors. We'd love for you to learn more about how Arapahoe County is improving our residents' overall quality of life by exploring all of the projects and programs for this year's Community Development Block Grant funding. If you'd like to provide public comment on those recommendations to our staff and commissioners to review, please email our team. A public hearing is scheduled for April 13, 2021 for final adoption and approval of the annual CDBG funding. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to learn more about this program and how it supports the vital needs in our communities.